You open your inbox and you see one line, your offer stands cancelled. Let me tell you the story of Arjun. Name changed, but the pain is real. And that's called the mistake number 2. Assuming instead of confirming. He has not formally negotiated his joining date in writing. He has not maintained a steady communication rhythm. He has not shown up clearly every 10 to 15 days that he is on track and is fully committed. It was clear notice period mismanagement. Here is a 3-step notice period framework. Alright, so you're facing a 90-day notice period and someone publicly told you it's just a matter of 3 months. Fight it out. Here is what they don't understand. 3 months is a lifetime in business. Projects change, budget shift, priorities pivot. And if you are sitting idle and thinking it's okay, this opportunity might slip out of your hands. Or you can be strategic so that you engineer your way out. Today I'm going to show you the exact footsteps my mentees have followed to come out of this trap and negotiate the 90 days notice periods. Some reduced it to 60 days, some reduced it to 40 days, and one of my students, he was out in 2 weeks with an extra paycheck. That is not a luck, that is a framework. And I'm breaking it down step by step. First, let's understand why companies do have 90 days of notice periods. Because if you are going into a negotiation, you need to understand the other person's position. Most 90-day notice periods are in IT, fintech, or senior management roles. Not random. There is actually a logic behind it. When you are part of these roles, you are carrying something valuable, something institutional, processes that only you know, relationships with key clients, code architecture and system documentation, team workflows, critical project timelines. The company needs time to find your replacement, average time 4 to 6 weeks. Onboard them, average time 2 to 4 weeks. Transition critical work, average time 2 to 3 weeks. And buffer time, things that might go wrong, 1 to 2 weeks. So 90 days from the company's perspective, it's actually strategic, but this is critical. Most 90 days notice periods are negotiable. Here is the data that surprises people. I researched 150 plus mid-career professionals in IT and fintech. 65% never attempt to negotiate. They just accept it. Of the 35% who negotiate it, 73% successfully do it. Average reduction, 4 weeks from 90 days to 60 days. Why? Because most companies would love to have someone who is able to negotiate strategically rather than having someone sitting there idle, demotivated for 3 months. A disengaged employee costs more than a negotiated exit. So the leverage is there. You just need to know how to negotiate it. Alright, here is the exact timeline that works. And I meant exact, week by week. Before you give notice, I mean weeks -2 and -1, the prep phase. This is where most people go wrong. They give notice first and then they negotiate. Wrong order. You set up a one-on-one with your direct manager, not HR. Not even your skip level, just your direct reporting manager. The conversation is casual, exploratory, not transactional. You say, now on screen, I have been thinking about exploring some new opportunities. Before I make any moves, I wanted to talk to you about how we handle a transition if decided to move on. What would that look like from your perspective? What would you need from me? Notice what you did. You are not announcing, you are exploring. You are asking their perspective, not demanding. You are showing respect for the process. Your manager's answers tells you everything. Let's say your manager says, we need 2 to 3 months for knowledge transfer. You know your manager's perspective, that the flexibility is that much. If they say, yeah, let's figure something out, this means they are flexible. This conversation is your intelligence gathering. Day 1, the resignation, not email. Here is where it gets different. Most people end up emailing their resignation. That's their first mistake. You schedule a meeting with your manager in person or on a Zoom call. That's what you need to do. You hand over the resignation verbally first. Then you hand over the letter. Your letter is not just a resignation, it's a proposal. I'm writing formally to resign from my position, effective 90 days from today. I understand the importance of transition and knowledge transfer. I propose the following timeline. Week 1 to 3, critical knowledge transfer, documentation, process handover. Weeks 4 to 6, training of replacement once identified or supporting team or key projects. Weeks 7 to 8, final outstanding items, on-call support. Weeks 9 to 12, buffer time as needed. This approach ensures business continuity while allowing me to transition out of the role smoothly. I'm open to discussing flexibility around the plan based on team needs. Thank you for the opportunity. The difference between this approach and a standard resignation, everything. You have just told your company, I'm thinking about company needs, not just about my exit. That changes the entire dynamic. Week 1 to 2, the HR negotiation. HR gets involved. They will generally quote the exact 90 days notice period. Here is the response. Your move. Don't push back immediately. Instead, you ask. Now on your screen. I understand the 90-day notice. To make this as efficient as possible, what are the critical deliverables for my role over the next 90 days? Let's prioritize them so I can focus my energy there. This conversation is important because this often reveals the truth. They actually just don't need 90 days. They just default to do it. Many companies will have you to do the critical work in first 4 to 6 weeks and then let you go. Paid leave, early exit, whatever. Hence, you are starting to create optionality. Week 3 to 4, the leverage introduction. This is where you bring in your new company as leverage without making it seem forced. You casually mention to your manager, look at screen. By the way, my new team is excited to have me start. They were hoping we might be able to find a way to accelerate the transition a bit. What do you think is realistically doable? Your manager will generally escalate this to HR. And now HR is calculating something specific. What's worse? Option A, an employee leaving on good terms in 60 days. Option B, a checked out employee for 90 days. Most of them will choose option A. Research shows 68% of the companies accept reduction when they get to know that your new company is wanting to have you on board sooner. Week 5, the paid in lieu conversation. If you haven't made progress by week 5, time to escalate strategically. You go to HR with this on your screen. I want to complete my transition responsibly and ensure the team is set up for success. I have completed most critical deliverables. I can provide 2 additional weeks of focused knowledge transfer, then transition to on-call support. Would the company consider releasing me with the payment in lieu of the remaining notice period? This ensures continuity while allowing a clean exit. Here is why companies love this proposal. They don't have a demotivated employee. They get a paid knowledge transfer. They avoid 60 plus days of lost productivity. It's way cheaper than a disengaged person. Research data. 71% of the companies accept when presented in this way. Let me show you how exactly it worked for some of my real people. Amit was a senior engineer at a large tech company, accepted an offer with a 100% hike. His current company said non-negotiable 90 days. Here is what Amit did different. Week 1 to 2, He just didn't argue. He asked, what are the critical things that need to be taken care of? He documented everything, every process, every system, everything confidential, maintained properly. Week 3, he told his manager, my new company wants me sooner. Here is a plan. I can have all critical systems documented and transferred to colleague name in 6 weeks. After that, I can be on call for 2 weeks. His manager realized we actually don't need 90 days. We need just 8 weeks. Result, Amit was released exactly in 8 weeks, 2 weeks earlier. Priya was a mid-level at startup. When she resigned, she had a conversation with her CEO, not HR, the CEO. She said, what is there on your screen now? I'm committed to ensuring the team keeps moving. Here is what needs to happen. I need to hire and onboard my replacement. If we start the search immediately, we can get someone in by week 2 to 3. Then I can train them in weeks 3 to 4. By week 5, we are covered. The CEO hadn't thought about it in this way. He actually accelerated the hiring process. Priya's replacement started in week 2 and Priya was released by week 4. Result, 90 days negotiation of notice period came down to 30 days. Why did this work? Because Priya reframed the problem from how long do I stay to how do I ensure the continuity? Different question, different answer. These are not miracles. They are sheer negotiations. Now, because I want you to succeed, let me tell you what are the common things that kill negotiations. Mistake number 1, going public too early. You tell your team you are leaving. You tell your friends. You start looking at apartments in the new city. Then you try to negotiate. Your company sees that you are mentally gone and suddenly you find they are not flexible. Why? Because you have already announced your departure. Mistake number 2, staying silent. You accept the offer, you give the notice and then you suddenly disappear. No communication, no check-ins, no visibility. Companies interpret silence as lack of commitment. And uncommitted people, my friend, are the first ones to let go. Communicate every 2 weeks. Stay consistent. Stay visible. Mistake number 3, you get emotional or you follow an angry man's approach. This is unfair. I am leaving anyway. I don't care about your 90 days notice period. Great way to ensure that they say no to you. Frame everything as problem solving, not complaining. I respect our agreement. Here is how I want to make this work for both of us. Different energy, different result. Mistake number 4, not having data. Go into negotiation without specifics. What critical knowledge you hold, how long it realistically takes to transfer, what the company's actual business needs are. Industry standards, show them that 60-day notices are common too. Vague requests get vague responses. Specific proposals get specific arguments. Mistake number 5, accepting early no's as final. The first no is actually default, so you can't give up. It's not personal between you and them. It's a policy. But if you bring new information, escalate thoughtfully, frame it differently, many doors will open. Keep the conversation alive. Don't take the first no as final. Here is your action plan. Do this now even if you do not have a notice period coming up. Step 1. This week itself, know your contract. Read your employment agreement. Find the exact notice period clause. Screenshot it. You need to find out the exact wording, not paraphrased. Exact. Why? Because when you negotiate, you need to refer to the actual contract, not your memory onto it. Step 2. Before you resign, have the intelligence conversation. Talk to your manager informally. If I ever moved on, how we handle transition? Listen, their answer tells you your flexibility threshold. Step 3. The resignation meeting. When you resign, do it in a meeting. Propose an alternative timeline in your letter. Show that you are thinking about their needs. Step 4. Week 1. Call out the deliverables. What are the critical things you only know? Systems, processes, client relationships, documentations. Be specific, be detailed. Step 5, week 3, the strategic conversation. Talk to your manager. I have completed required deliverables. Can we look for flexibility if I provide focused transition? If no, escalate to HR with paid in lieu option. Step 6, maintain momentum. Every 2 weeks, check in with your new company. Show them you are committed. Every 2 weeks, show your current company your transition on the work which has been allocated to you. Visibility plus consistency is equal to results. Here is the truth about notice periods. They are only traps if you treat them as traps. If you are reactive, if you just accept, wait and hope, you are trapped. But if you are strategic, if you understand the psychology behind notice periods, if you know the framework, if you know how to communicate properly, you can definitely negotiate your way out. You have definitely more leverage than you think, especially when it comes to mid-career professionals. Use it wisely, use it respectfully, but use it. And if you are in a notice period right now and you feel stuck, if you are confused, if you need specific advice for your situation, comment negotiating below. I respond to every comment specifically to address to your situation. You will get personalized advice. Your next career move should not be left to chance. It should be engineered. I will see you in the next video.